And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, winding down the week here on a Thursday, and tomorrow being a TGIF version of shows, considering the short week and the holiday that was Labor Day this past Monday, of course. So we got the Texas Two Step again for you today, and we're doing it tomorrow. A couple of great back to back shows coming up here in a little bit at the bottom of the hour. Heath Wright with the great band Ricochet. We'll talk about their new album and then some. Here's we're presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at Honky Tonk, Texas. But leading me off today, she's batting lead off. I always love using the sports analogies here on the Grand Slam of Sports and Music. It is the Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com and also at hightidecountry.net. She gave up that dream, and she wanted to chase that dream to be a musician, and she has done that and then some to leave Ohio and be in Nashville, Tennessee. Taylor Borton here to the Backstage Pass. We're going to talk music and then some. Taylor, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to chat with you.
It's a lot of fun over the next 20, 25 minutes too, and looking forward to it. And I love how I say that the phrase at the top there, you're chasing your dream. But some people say in the past, I gave up this to go do this. But I love the fact that your story is you left home and went to Nashville, picked up a guitar. Well, I say even before that, you picked up a guitar at 12 and never looked back. But it just seems like arriving in Music City, music was always the calling. Talk about that a little bit for me.
It's chasing me, basically. Like, I don't know. There's just nothing else that I wanted to do. I mean, at that point, I was like 12 years old when I got the guitar. And I feel like that's a point where you're like growing and you're going through like, oh, I want to try this, or I want to play this sport. I want to do this. And I just had no interest. I was like, I don't know. Like, I always liked writing, and I realized I can write songs if I learn to play guitar. So then I got one and started putting that together, and here we are.
Yeah, talk about just the debut single, Give a Damn, which I got a chance to check out too. And the song really kind of highlighted so much there and illustrated a lot of, your, true demeanor, kind of what you want to do as an artist, that independence a little bit. Featured by a lot of different publications out there, that single and kind of putting you on the map. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so that was the first single that I put out in my first music video that I got to do. Because this was over like COVID time. We're in Nashville. Nothing's going on. I wasn't working anywhere else. Like, I was just sitting around, and I'm like, well, this is the perfect time to get to a studio, track the song. I already had the song written and done. And at that point, I was in school for audio stuff. And so I took advantage of that, tracked the song with some friends, and then got a music video out. And I just wanted to start getting music on like Spotify and Apple and things like that. So that was the first one that I ever put out, and kind of trial and error and tested. So
was a little bit of kind of the creative side kind of shape you as an artist? Would creativity kind of play a part there as far as people? I know a lot of people who love creative side of things. They love the arts and they love music, and they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, and that being the first song that I did put out, I'm like to a point where I was trying to figure out what I wanted my sound to come across as. Do I want it to be more country? Do I want it to be pop? Do I want it to be folky? And so I feel like that was the first one that kind of introduced like a sassy country style. So it was hard to kind of figure out what I wanted to just brand myself as.
Yeah, and you've got a little bit of that Americana, that folky kind of feel going on too, as I've heard in the latest song. We're going to talk about Lyrics in My Head here in just a little bit here on the Backstage Pass. I really love this. And of course, the EP you got a chance to listen to and talk about some songs there too, which I really love. Talk about just that musical influence side of things, where you get a chance to listen to those artists growing up who shape you as an artist and the artist that you want to become a little bit. Was there a little bit of kind of everything kind of across the board? Music, not just country, was a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I mean, I started listening to everything. My brother would always listen to like his, like, he's more of like a hip hop rap sort of. So I was introduced to that, and just like friends in school and things. And my parents always listened to country and more traditional stuff. So then I came across that and realized that I like more of the storytelling and more of that concept. So then I was kind of more driven to country. And then I came across like Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline and John Prine for like his songwriting, and just realized that that's where my voice was comfortable too. So I just kind of started there and felt comfortable and kept going with it.
I love what you did with your song "Native" too, which was kind of a cool thing because that's like people want to kind of feel that they belong to that new place, or at least get that sense of what they want to do. And you got this harmonica thing going with your music, which I really enjoy. And it's like, for me, it's a good old time. You'll take a walk on your back porch, drink a cup of coffee, listen to something easy. It's like it'll feel good. What the ear likes, the ear's going to go, yeah, that's a really good song there too.
Yeah.
What was it about "Native" that really kind of struck you?
That was my first co-write, which
Mhm.
is big here in Nashville. And so I had the idea and didn't know kind of where to go with it, because I wanted it to be like, I just moved to town. I know, like, I don't belong. I don't have my group of friends yet or
Mhm.
anything. So that's really like the inspiration came from the Native magazine, because I was just
Okay.
sitting at the table in front of me and I was like, that would be a really cool concept and hook to write about. And we kind of just turned it into just try to move to a new place and fit in and find your place. And
Mhm.
then I added the harmonica in there, and I feel like that helped me kind of get that folk Americana sound in there.
I love that too, because I forgot what I was doing. You mentioned that at the top of the show, that guitar thing. At 12 years old, I'm probably outside picking up sticks and, I don't know, trying to play a little sports or something. But I commend you for picking up a guitar and writing since you were 15. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I've always written like poems and things.
Hmm.
I don't know, I've just always written. And when I probably started writing songs when I was around 14 or 15,
Hmm.
once I had like the grasp of the guitar and everything. But yeah, not that they were good or made any sense. That's when I started.
Hey, the fact that you were doing it, Taylor, is definitely
Yeah.
a feat in itself, because a lot of people at that time are not as creative as you, and it shows in the music. And that's why we had to have you here as a featured artist here on the Backstage Pass, no doubt too. We got to come back and talk about a lot more music here, of course. Lyrics in My Head, which is out there across all the digital platforms. If I Was London, and a whole lot more here from Taylor Borton here. You can also check out the website out there at Taylor Borton music.com, of course, for tour schedules, things like that too, and a whole lot more here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, high school football here in the area. Brazosport takes on Vider. We'll have the call there at CajunCountryRadio.com. And of course, coming up here in a few minutes, Heath Wright with the band Ricochet. Remember the song Daddy's Money back in the day too. We'll talk about that. And new album from Ricochet, August the 18th, that came out there just a few weeks ago too. Hard to believe it's already Friday tomorrow, September 8th. I don't know where time is going here. More with Taylor Borton. We're presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over at Honky Tonk, Texas. Coming back here, it is the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned. Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And back here on the show, the Backstage Pass at HighTideCountry.net, and of course the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Football night tonight. I'm excited. All the lead up and the build up to week one. Chiefs Lions will take place in Kansas City, and of course, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but definitely we'll ask Taylor about her favorite team here in a little bit in rapid fire. Here, back here with Taylor Borton on the Backstage Pass. She kind of looked at me like, "No sports questions." No, I'm kidding. You just never know what comes out. In rapid fire here in a little bit. No, we'll do more music stuff there too as well. But I guess what good time here. Is there a favorite sports team in the family? Was there one growing up?
I mean, I'm the type that never really was into it. I would just sit down. My brother, my dad would have something on, and I would just sit there and watch it because it was on. I just root for who's ever winning.
Is
I
there
don't know.
the
Ohio
underdog?
State? I don't know.
Ohio State. Okay, well, I was going to say, being from Ohio, no doubt, with a Buckeye fan, so it's
Yeah.
cool that that's one of the top teams in the country now too. Hey, I got lyrics in my head. Let's talk about this song and kind of how it originated, and how excited you were to get this out to fans. It came out August 4th. Which was my wife's birthday, so I didn't forget that, which is great there. A really cool song, and really folky and harmonica, and it's just got a little bit of back and forth, and like I said, that folk sound, country Americana feel. How did this originate?
Well, I just wanted a song that people can relate to and to kind of promote the follow your gut, follow what you want to do, listen to the lyrics in your head. And that's when I kind of started playing harmonica, and I came up with a little melody of that first and wanted to kind of use that in a song. So that actually came about before the lyrics or anything. And so I shaped it around that. And yeah, it's just one of those songs that kind of demonstrates the style I wanted to go towards and just a good, positive song.
Very positive song, no doubt about it too. Builds on that, and we always love to keep it positive here on the show because people go through enough when it comes to the daily life of stress and work and everything else. Like I said, you walk out on your back porch, and I played it for a buddy of mine. Just he had a chance to listen to it, and he says, "Man, that's an easy going kind of feel good tune right there." I said, "Dude, you don't have to think a whole lot. Just listen to the lyrics in your head. We all do it."
Listen.
I can tell you this: we've gotten up in the middle of the night and like sang the song just to like. Okay, feel good thing. I got a few hours before I go to work. Oh, I'm still good. I get to sleep a little bit longer, but I got a few lyrics in my head, and I'm just and it's just it really you definitely pin something that's very special, and I really enjoyed listening to that too as well. In fact, I'm going to set you up now because enough of me talking. That's just people get tired of me talking here on the show. I'm going to have you play this single now, lyrics in my head. So it is all yours. If you want to perform this, take it away.
Okay, I will. Prepare here.
Because I love talking about a song and then having you guys play it. It's just the best thing here on the show.
This is perfect because I can give you some of the harmonica.
You got a little bit of everything. I was going to say the harmonica is beautiful.
My nerd gear on. And okay. Here goes nothing.
There we go. It's all yours.
Talk to me when I'm feeling a bit down and out of my own skin. They say, girl, remember why you ended up back here in the first place. I argued back, 'cause even though I'm fighting myself, I still wanna get my way. Hey, it's sad to say, but isn't that the truth? When you think you're walking the line, it's walking all over you. You just need a little reminder. You got a heart and you gotta go find her sometimes. Don't beat yourself up. It's not a fight you're gonna win. In the end, just listen to the lyrics in your head. I haven't been on earth too long, but I've been here long enough to feel something. I've got good friends to talk to, but we'll say we're not in the same boat. Then I'm right back to where I started, sitting here broken hearted, thinking it through. I've been told I'm too in my head, that's all that I have left. Hey, it's sad to say, but isn't that the truth? When you think you're walking the line, it's sad to say, ain't that the truth? You think you're walking the lines, walking all over you. You just need a little reminder. You got a heart and you're gonna go find her sometimes. Don't beat yourself up. It's not a fight you're gonna win. In the end, just listen to the lyrics in your head.
I love it too. The gear and all. You did a fantastic job here on the show, playing her multi-talented, and she's chasing music, and music is chasing her, no doubt. And she is definitely multi-talented there with the guitar, the harmonica, and lyrics in my head is what you come up with here on the Backstage Pass. We'll take a quick timeout. Got some comments here in the comment box here on the show, and everybody tuning in. Well done, Taylor. Brilliant. Taylor Borton, of course. Happy Thursday. So definitely appreciate you guys tuning in out there across the podcast radio world. Again, hightidecountry.net and the sports guys podcast.com. We'll come back. Quick timeout. More with Taylor Borton. Still some songs to talk about too as well, and a whole lot more. And we'll get to rapid fire here in just a little bit. It is the Backstage Pass presented by Bangtail Whiskey. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And we're doing the Texas two-step this week. 2 shows yesterday, 2 shows today, and 2 more tomorrow on Friday, too. Tomorrow, great show. Excited to talk to a super talented artist. 20 is coming right here on the Backstage Pass. If you don't know who that is, you're going to wake up tomorrow and realize missing a great young talent there. And, of course, a great Canadian brothers duo known as Lemon Cash coming here on the show tomorrow, TGIF version here. Back here on the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com, and, of course, out there in the radio world, streaming hightidecountry.net. Back here with Taylor Borton. You can check out the new single Lyrics in My Head, and of course check her out more at TaylorBortonMusic.com. So did I read somewhere you actually mentored a group of students at a local music store, and this was up until high school graduation? Is this correct?
Yeah, so it's basically the lesson center where I was learning guitar, and they started doing a thing for like kids and like just band stuff, and they never really had like a vocal coach there. And I mean, I was still learning too, I still am, but I was able to help coach them through some things and kind of just sit in and get to watch the kids get involved with band stuff, and that was super cool to be a part of.
Now, you mentioned studying that audio engineering, the Blackbird Academy too, which is really cool. And I guess for me, it's always something because I love like punching buttons or turning something like a wave file, looking at something there, or a song.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, I play around with GarageBand a lot of times, and I'm not good at it. When I had to first learn like editing, because I don't want to pay for any of that high-tech equipment that they do it with.
Yeah.
That's a really cool skill that you can really take with you, and that really shapes you as an artist too, because it's like another feather in your cap, right?
Right. Yeah. You know, it helped with just all the basic stuff of just demos and things like that you need to send out. You can easily do.
How important when you say, you mentioned about writing, and of course is writing kind of the I guess the similar sound, and people say in doing that, you know, writing is therapy. Is that kind of how you would look at that?
Yeah. You know, I feel like people have their escape for things, and writing and putting your feelings down helps you to filter them out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And kind of turn something into something, seeing it, like I said, just brand new, almost like a brand new child, just turning something that was nothing into
Right.
something.
When you release that music, people put their own twist on it and make it whatever they want it to be.
Yeah, I go back and just talking to a lot of the great artists here on the program. That definitely it starts with the songwriters, because for me, just any artist can pick up a great tune out there too. But the songwriters make it happen, and definitely if try to find someone to record. And I know a lot of times the artists themselves get the credit for making the cut and producing everything in the studio and just putting together a great song and singing it. But to me, it all starts with
Yeah.
a great songwriter and someone who's involved, and like you said, in the sound engineer side of it too, has that ear that they can kind of put to it and likes to check out demos and things. So to me, the songwriter becomes a very important aspect of the whole process.
Yeah.
Which
I
think
true.
I love fantastic too. Well, I'll tell you what, I wanted to ask you about another one that you had put out there. If I Was London, tell us about this one.
Yeah, so that one actually was kind of based off of a relationship that I was in, and he was also a musician. And I just came up with a cool idea of If I Was London because he had a deal. He was signed over in London.
Mhm.
And I mean, musicians as we are, we're very determined, we're very focused. And of course, me and him just kind of put our careers first. And I think it's tough to be in a relationship when you're with someone so similar. So it was kind of to the end of like things were falling apart. We were seeing that. And so I wrote the song based off of like, if I was London, if I was that career, that thing for you, would it be different?
Mhm.
So that's kind of where that one came from. And that also carried the harmonica feel in there. So
Now, what's been the most challenging part of chasing this dream, or this dream chasing you? What's been the most challenging part as an artist in general?
I mean, life in general, just being able to focus on like coming home, making dinner, paying rent, going out and
Mhm.
trying to make a few tips, and then getting enough sleep to wake up the next day and do it all again. And a lot of the shows that I go to are just other musicians and other friends. So it's hard to get your fan base of people
Mhm.
that want to support you, that aren't just the people that are your other musicians, and kind of just run into each other every time. So it's what I'm working on now. It's just trying to get my fan base and my numbers up is really.
That's the challenge of anything out there, no doubt too. And the clicks, the likes, the streaming, all that good stuff too. The fan base, because that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
The fans have to love it and really just kind of buy into it too. I wanted to ask you about When the Shine's All Gone. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, that's just a little fun one. That one's, I would say, is the most different of what I put out because it's got a little like bluesy feel too in there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just big on like finger picking too, rather than just strumming through a song. And that has just a cool little pattern to it. And it's just another little fun song of like the metaphors and comparisons of would you love me? Will you love me till the end? And use comparisons throughout the song. So that one was just fun to write and then fun to perform. And I feel like that's a one for any age. Like anyone can relate to that and understand it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing is you don't have to think too hard. You really have a lot of fun with your tunes, and you get those little grooves and little riffs on the guitar, the harmonica, that kind of thing. And I love it because it's such a melody. And then you put the words to it. You feel like I just sense you have a lot of fun being an artist, and kind of music was your calling too, because the creative process and those creative juices really just flow, and it's very outpouring for your music, and it's just fun to listen to. I get to relax and enjoy it, and that's what the latest one, Lyrics in My Head, has done for a lot of people out there too. And definitely congrats on that tune. It's been an awesome tune. So what's next? I ask always, the musicians never rest on laurels. What comes next as far as the path for a new single? Is this leading to something down the road for an EP, a debut album? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I put them all out as singles, like these 4 recent songs. And so I did make some CDs and called it my EP. And so my focus now is more of, I'm used to just playing like writers rounds where it's just me, my guitar, and you play a couple songs. And I'm trying to get into more full band stuff and push my EP with them and some friends that have helped me bring it together, other musicians and things. So I'm really just focusing on performing out and getting people to listen to these songs. I do have a bunch of other songs written that I'm sure I'll start putting out soon and promote those. But right now, I think I'm just going to hold off on recording more music and just push what I have right now, because I don't know, they just turned out really good and I'm proud of them.
You should be, no doubt. And when you're ready to release them, God will tell you, hey, it's time to do this one,
Right?
this one,
It's
and put
time.
these out
Yeah.
in, like I said, some type of order. And like I said, it'll keep fans on the edge of their seats clamoring for a little bit more of that music out there. All right, time for a little rapid fire. And definitely I'm going to have you back here on the show when all the new projects and music come out here. You remember the first song you ever sang live on stage?
Probably Today Was a Fairy Tale by Taylor Swift, because that was a song I learned on guitar.
I love that too. Favorite food to get when it comes to takeout? What do you like?
I'm a very like chicken wing burger type of girl, so it's probably gonna be like spicy or super greasy, to be honest.
And chicken burgers and all that kind of stuff. My kid is on a kick for those right now. My 3-year-old, what do you want to eat, baby? Chicken burger, daddy. I'm like, we just had that a couple of nights ago.
Right.
Chicken burger, daddy. No, you meant cheeseburger, something greasy or something fried. And so she's the kick now too, which is good out there. But hey, 3 years old, she don't know. She knows a lot of what's going on, but a lot of what's not good for you too out there too. But usually it's the things that are not good for you that turn out to be the tastiest things when it comes to craving on food. Dream vacation, where would you like to go?
I've always been interested in like Germany, because I art German, and I just learned a lot in the classes. That was just one of the classes I took as a language. And that's definitely one of my top, because I've never been out of the country either. So
okay. All right. Well,
but there's so many.
No doubt. Is there a dream stage to step on? What would it be?
Definitely Grand Ole Opry here in Nashville.
I got to, I actually got to sit in there for the first time this past year. CRS we had covered as a media outlet, and I went there, said I'm going to take the team and take Kirsty out there. I did, and it was a lot of fun, and we got a chance to see all the entire lineup they had. And I walked out of there, just the bell still ringing, like, I'm doing this again. When I go back, this is always.
It makes you feel something.
It does. It's like, well, and you see a variety of artists, how versatile people are, and how a little bit of the neo-traditional. We got to see Randall King, who's a good friend of the program here, and of course, just Low Cash, and it was so cool just to see everybody perform and play. And Jeannie Seeley stepped out there and did her rendition of The Longest Tenured Member, performing on that stage, and it's just so cool. And Brantley Gilbert finished off the night with 2 or 3 or 4 songs, and it was like we walked out of there going like still buzzing, like this is the place to be if you're addicted to music, no doubt.
I got to see Vince Gill and Craig Morgan there.
Oh man,
and, I mean, that being the first person you see, it was like, yeah, that's cool.
What'd you think of the collaboration with Vince Gill, Luke Combs at the CMA 50th anniversary?
Oh my gosh, so good. You wouldn't even think, some people I wouldn't even think of putting them together. And then when you hear it, you're like, oh, that works.
That was not 2 people. I was thinking about putting together too. Well, I do want to put together more lyrics in my head. That is the current single from Taylor Borton out there across all the digital platforms. All the songs we talked about today, If I Was London, When the Shine's All Gone, Give a Damn, and of course Native are across all the platforms there too with those lyrics. And check her out at TaylorBortonMusic.com. Hey, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much for being on my show. We appreciate it, and definitely looking forward to having you back when the new projects and the music come out, and hope you enjoyed it, and come back anytime, no doubt.
Yes, thanks for having me.
You got it. Taylor Borton out there coming up here. We'll take a break to breathe for a second, and then we'll get to Heath Wright of the band Ricochet coming up here in a little bit on the Backstage Pass. You guys have some comments, feel free to leave them in the comment box. Thanks to the great Sherry Cranford out there too. None like her. She's like I said, made of just a great lady. Love her so much. A tremendous, tremendous person. And definitely we're just thankful to have her here on the Backstage Pass. And we find talent like a Taylor Borton out there. She discovers it, no doubt. We're back here in a little bit with Ricochet member Heath Wright here. The Backstage Pass presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. And, of course, out there at Honky Tonk, Texas. Remember to catch us at hightidecountry.net and powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Go give her a like. Get those numbers up in those streams for TaylorBortonMusic.com. We'll see you guys very soon here, back in a matter of minutes here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.